Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 Build a Nation story from Bangor City with me, Daniel. It's part 128, it's hotter than 28 degrees, and today we face TNS, usually our closest rivals at the top of the Welsh Premier League, but it's a little more scattered at the start of this season. And then the more important one, Lazio at home in the Champions League. And if we can get a result in this home match, it boosts the coefficient and keeps us on track for 15th, which those of you who have been following so far this season and in recent years too know is the moment the Welsh football will change. So if you're looking forward to seeing if we can edge another step closer and you are enjoying the series so far, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily videos from two long-term stories. Of course, our head coach series is coming towards a thrilling climax. You can catch up with the latest changes up in the eye above there. There's also a link to some of the other playlists, the new food channel and the Twitch channel too. We're going to have regular football watch-along live streams from August, loads of different competitions. So come and hang out and have a chat. You can follow us over there too. But let's talk about what's been happening off camera at Bangor City, because it's actually been a pretty thrilling month. If we go and have a look at the schedule, on the pitch, things have been fantastic. However, as the title suggests, there have been a few other difficulties, and they have come off the pitch. We've got a record sale, which for the club shows the progress of Welsh football, but it isn't ideal for us. So let's go and have a look, because it's probably the most frantic deadline we've had in a little while. On the day before deadline day, we lost 2 permanent players and then 1 loan player on deadline day itself. That was a player we also signed. And then we brought in 4 players on the 1st of September who are currently with us and playing. There's 2 players who are first team additions and 2 which I had to add to the squad due to a little problem we found. So let's start with the outs. Darren Kopp is one who had been an emergency backup for a few years. In fact, I think only 1 season actually. He's gone to Chesterfield for 30 grand, had a few offers towards the end of the year. He was with us for a year. He made 9 league appearances, played a few in a couple of cups. But when an offer came in that gave us a financial gain, it made perfect sense. So he's gone off to Chesterfield. He increases his wage. He can play in the EFL. I mean, it's a win-win for everyone, so we're happy enough with that. He did have injury problems as well, which for an emergency backup is just not ideal. Ahmet Bektas, though, is the deal of deadline day. £9.75 million to Derby. It was his release clause. He wouldn't sign a new deal. Our hands were tied. However, he's a fabulous fullback, now worth 20 million quid, starting in the Premier League for them. He's a fantastic player. And of course, Derby, a club we managed in a head coach. We didn't have many players of that standards. It's a shame we've lost him, a Dutch international, but I really understand why he's gone, and I don't begrudge him the move at all. So Ahmet Bektas we say farewell to. And the final one is Jordan Williams, but we'll talk about him on the side of the ins, because he came in on the very same day. So we'll start with him, because he's the first of 5 that joined us on the 1st of September. He has come from Newtown, a second-tier side, and a bit like Barla with Maxwell last year, we're trying to improve some of the smaller sides with players that might help the Welsh nation as well. So Jordan Williams, £250,000. His compensation was about 180 anyway, so it is improving across the nation. But he looks a pretty solid fullback. He can do a job. He can cover in the holding role. He's got a bit of versatility about him. And at 16, a good personality. I had no doubts about bringing him in. So he's gone back to Newtown for a 2-year loan. But we've signed him on a permanent deal, which means permanent, full-time football, full-time training as well. Hopefully that helps him improve. A really good addition nonetheless, though. Let's get on to the more senior additions, I guess. The first 2 are emergency backups. Now, the reason this came about is because we had a good team of 8 centre midfielders. Now, Darren Kopp, of course, went, who was the emergency 9th choice. But what I realised is that 6 of the regular 8 go on international duty, and that left us unable to field a midfield in one of the league and cup games. So what I've done is I've brought in a couple of emergency backups recommended by the scouts just to try and fill the voids in the squad. Billy Foulkes is one of them. Natural number 10, can play centre mid. Only rated 1.5 star ability, but he's a fabulous player. He's played for Wrexham nearly 250 times, had a couple of seasons at Crawley. The only problem with him is he came in, got injured before he could play a game from the start. So made 1 sub appearance in the SPFL Trust Trophy, and he's waiting to make his 2nd now. But good to see Billy Foulkes come in, and just gives us that backup. When Jones, when Bulkley, when Broom, Malone, and Reyes as well, all of those were on international duty. He gives us the chance to name a competitive team still. So Foulkes, one of those. The other is Ifan Lloyd. Again, emergency backup, very low wage, 375 quid a week. Former under-20 international, has played for Tranmere and Harrogate over 100 times each in EFL. And he started 2 games for us so far. Not got the best personality, but a really solid player across the board. Came in with 2-star ability, it's dipped very slightly. But I've got no doubts he's going to be a great addition for the club. He's going to be involved in a few of the games, and he's a natural centre mid. He can cover different positions. I mean, he's just a solid backup. He's one of those like Darren Kopp we just couldn't turn down. But then come the 2 big ones. Of course, you know with Bektas going, we had to get a big left back in. But we also said we wanted to improve in the goalkeeper position. And the fact we could get Matai as a permanent left back meant we could go in for Simancas, who is just brilliant. He's an under-21 international for Spain, or under-20, sorry. 4-star ability, 5-star potential on loan from Real Madrid. 14 grand a week, our biggest ever wage. We could have got him for less, but we wanted him in the sweeper keeper role. And that meant we had to pay a bit more, so he didn't get recalled. A slight deficit in composure and agility. But what a keeper, what an upgrade. Played 1 game in the Champions League, you can see he kept a clean sheet. He's been brilliant in the league. I mean, he's played 25 first team games in the league for Real Madrid in La Liga. He is a stunning goalkeeper. What a player, I'm so happy he's joined us. I mean, we've got no chance of keeping him beyond that. But what an addition. We've got to make the most of this year with him because he is something else. The other one, as we mentioned though, is a left back in Stefan Matai. Now, he's only 3-star ability. He's not quite the standard of Bektas. He's a very different type of defender. But he's an international. He's accepted a lower squad role, so we don't have to play him quite so much. And he's also been a really good addition so far. Played well in the matches he's been involved in. Has also played loads of games over in Romania. Has played international football, Champions League qualifiers. And he's just really solid. We could do with working him going forward a bit, so he's got a bit more of an attacking threat. But he's a good centre-half as well. He can cover in there. He's tall. He's strong. He's still pretty quick as well. I mean, he's just a really solid player. And on deadline day, for 3 million quid, a fraction of the fee we sold Bektas for. So transfer-wise, I'm incredibly happy. It's been a busy deadline day compared to normal. But as you've seen, it's not affected our form whatsoever. Maybe a little bit less flamboyant, only winning by 2 goals most of the time. And the first couple of games of the month, we did concede goals. But that was with a very makeshift midfield. Overall, it's been fantastic though. A 1-0 win, a closest to a scare against Cardiff Met Uni. That was the first game after we left off last episode. Ewan McKinnon saved the day with a 91st minute winner. But it was a pretty struggling performance, to be honest. We created chances, but not many clear-cut ones. But in the end, we got the one that mattered, and the Wonder Kid did the business. No such trouble against Airbus UK, a 5-0 win on the 31st of August. Bektas left just before this game. Kane Walters missed a penalty, but he still got a goal to round it off after Vale, Whittaker, Lloyd and Bulkley had scored 1 apiece in the first half. Into September, we won 4-2 away at Livingston in the SPFL Trust Trophy. 2 for Gordon and Walters, as we did a solid job there. A 4-1 win against Mould Alex away from home. The new side in the Welsh Premier League this season. Walters with a brace plus Malone and McKinnon. And then on to the 2-0 wins galore. The ones against Bala, Colwyn Bay and Airbus, all pretty acceptable. Against Bala, Vale and Gordon. Against Colwyn Bay, Walters and Masiarek. And against Airbus UK, we relied on substitutes off the bench. This time, Christopher Broom opened the scoring. And then Patrick Malone added 1 too. But the biggest 2-0 win, the most important one, was this one. Away at Red Bull Salzburg, we've almost wrapped up 3rd place already. It's fabulous. A goal from Walters and McKinnon. Simancas made his debut and was absolutely stunning. And I just feel like moving forward, if we can get him at his best in the Champions League, if we can keep our defence fit, maybe Lazio are a team we can get a point against at home. And if we can get 7 points out of the group stages and stay in Europe, I don't think we can ask for much more than that. I think that's a massive statement for Welsh football. I'm watching that coefficient screen like a hawk to make sure we'll be in the top 15. And so far, it looks so good. So let's go and get into the TNS one. We're going to have to rest a few for Lazio. I did try and play a backup team against Airbus, so we'd have a few with a lighter match load. But I don't want to take too many risks. We've got a big month coming up next month. It's not the be-all and end-all, but let's see if we can get a result. Of course, one of you have mentioned in the comments for a couple of episodes ago, and I just noticed it before I started recording this. We asked why Haverfordwest were making the signings, and one of you pointed out rightly that they've gone professional. I have no idea how that's happened, when it happened, because I've not really seen many changes in manager or ownership, so I'm not really sure where all of this has come about. If we go and have a look at the staffing, the chairman is a Welshman, so there's no sign of a big foreign tycoon or anything like that. But really pleasing to see Haverfordwest in a good financial position and going professional. They've not been able to upgrade the facilities yet. They've not been able to go big there. But maybe later in the year we can help them out too. So let's go and get through our tactical meeting, pick our lineup for TNS. We'll be back in a moment to run through the 11, as we have to pick carefully ahead of Lazio on Tuesday. So here's our lineup for today. We've tried to basically rest everyone with a heavy match load. 3 of the 4 strikers had that though, so Gordon, the backup, is going to have to play there. Now up to 3.5-star ability. We said this would happen quick. And if McKinnon goes next year, Walters and Gordon, I've got a sneaky feeling that could be a deadly duo. It's just whether Loza comes back in good shape and if Vale's still fit enough for another season. We'll wait and see on that front though. We have had a few injury problems, so Weaver and Fulks, you can see the likes of Matai and McKinnon got a heavy match load. A couple of the others having to stay on the bench. And Justin Burrows just back to fitness, not enough to be in the squad yet. Failed his fitness test. So Gwyn Morgan's going to come in and cover at left back. We're also going to do the same up front with Jack Vale and Lloyd Gordon. But it's largely a first team, and I'm really happy with where it is. So Simon Cass will start in goal. We've got Morgan covering at left back with McDonald over on the right. Kelly and Whittaker at centre half as usual. Harvey Lloyd back up to 3.5-star in the holding role. Reyes, Broom and Bulkley make up the rest of that. And then Gordon and Vale up front. Plenty of quality on the bench. And a couple of real backups in the likes of Ifan Lloyd if we need to bring someone on if the game's won. So we can see the summer signing from us, Kean Burgess. No longer first choice. He's been overtaken by the lone player Kanu. They've got a really good side, the likes of Stephen Banks we still know, and many of the other first team players. And to be fair, they did strengthen at the end of the window. We will have a look to see if we can do that later on, but I'm a bit pressed for time at the moment, so we'll see how that works out. Let's hope we have 2 boring games and comprehensive wins, eh? TNS away, let's see if we can do the job. Well, what a boring first 20 minutes. Bulkley puts a free kick in at the end of it though. And this is the difference now. We've got such a strong squad that Vale can come in up front and just score a towering header from a set piece. And just like that, after a really boring start, we score with our first shot on target. Efficiency is personified at the minute. What we don't want to do now is concede straight from the other set piece. We almost do. Norman heads over. A little bit worried he got a run on the defender, but it's comfortable so far. We'll certainly take it. Reyes wins a free kick on the edge of the box. This is another great opportunity to score one. It'll be Harvey Lloyd to take. He scored so many in his time. That one just into the side netting. Excellent effort. And with 5 to the break, it's looking pretty comfortable at this stage. A little bit more of an even game that we've had in the past. TNS are definitely improving. But of course, until we can virtually wrap them up group stage football next year in Europe, they're not going to have that big influx of cash to do anything with. Into the second half though, we lead pretty comfortably. Let's see if we can hold on to it. As Harvey Lloyd puts a free kick in. Another dangerous set piece headed away. Morgan gets there first. Down the line to Jerome Kelly. Just making his way back. Gives it to Broom. Back out to Morgan again. Nobody closing him down. Tries to cut back on his right foot. Finds Chris Broom. Here's Morgan again. Is someone going to deliver it? It's back to Harvey Lloyd. To Morgan. Another little back flick. All the tricks out at the moment. Reyes 25 yards out. To Broom. Goes for the shot. Good save, Lufra. Tips it wide of his right hand post. 25 minutes to play. There's a couple of legs looking a bit more tired. The one I'm most worried about is Broom, because of course he's someone we're going to need in midweek. So Tom Jones can come on and get his fitness in there. We're going to take off Gordon for Kane Walters, because Gordon's got a heavy match load. We want to look after him. And then I'd like to bring on Ifan Lloyd and just rest somebody else. So do you know what? In centre mid, let's do that with Reyes as well. Ifan Lloyd in, he'll play alongside Bulkley. And let's just get the job done professionally. Protect people at all costs, because Lazio is by far the biggest game in this episode. 15 minutes to go and we're back as TNS hoof the ball downfield, but to no avail and to no target. It's cleared away by the goalkeeper. Gives it to Bulkley. Harvey Lloyd in. Oh, sorry, it's Ifan Lloyd this time, isn't it? We've not had 2 in our midfield before. Morgan gives it back to Jerome Kelly. He's got 3 inside of him. Instead plays short to his centre-half partner. Just a little game of keep ball at the moment. And it's eventually switched to Kai McDonald. Can we create something? Just get that second, the insurance policy to wrap it up. Harvey Lloyd finds Bulkley, produces magic, finds Jack Vale. Absolutely brilliant. The young centre midfielder just picks out the perfect pass. And he's starting to become a real superstar. He'll be in the first team for Wales before too long. And with 15 to go, that's 3 points wrapped up. We're top with a perfect record. And we're looking really comfortable at the top of the Welsh Premier League. 4 minutes of stoppage time up. A job very well done. Our 5th successive 2-0 win. The picture of efficiency from the Bangor City schedule. We'll be back in a moment for Lazio. Just 3 days to recover. A massive Champions League game in store. If we've got time, we'll have a quick look at the transfer window end for Wales as well. Time to face Lazio. Most of the players we need are fit. But this is going to be a massive match for us. Let's go and get into it and pick our 11 for this. We'll be back in a moment to run through it, because any sort of result in this is a massive bonus for our coefficient. And first 11 and strongest bench restored. So Matai comes in at left back for Morgan. McKinnon and Walters come in up front for Vale and for Goulding. They're both on the bench, as are the likes of Malone, who comes back in, and those dropping out are the sorts of Lloyd, who's now unavailable to play in the Champions League. He's a very backup player, the new centre mid. And then Pasiurek and Som drop out as well. We don't need them for this game. So a strong 11, let's go and get into it and see if they can do the job. Any result, a draw, I'll take. A win, we might be in dreamland. Let's go and see what we can do. It's fingers crossed time, but I think you're getting an indication of how strong this Lazio team is. Dean Henderson in goal, Myron Boadu and Esposito are up front. Tommy Doyle in the middle. We had him briefly with Cliftonville in our FM20 Builder Nation. He's a stunning player. Locatelli still in there, now very experienced. It's a brilliant, brilliant side. And that's why they're in the Champions League, because they're a top 4 side in Italy. That's something we shouldn't be competing with. But let's go and get into this first half. It's going to be a big one here at the racecourse. Just fingers crossed we can nick something, because it would be a famous night for us. Well, I made a bit of a bold decision to stick with positive tonight, and for the first 25 minutes, it has worked out okay. Having said that, Lazio are now able to pick us off a bit easier, and they appear to have done it here. Chelsea have taken the lead against Salzburg as Boadu's in. It's a brilliant save by Simon-Cass. That's the difference with an elite level goalkeeper. But the important thing for us above the result here is that Salzburg keep losing, because as long as we get third in a group, as long as we're in Europe after Christmas, despite what we'd like to see, what we'd like to achieve, we tick the box, it's job done. Kelly heads away the second ball in, and we're nearly half an hour gone. Been a comfortable night so far. And we've got a throw in on the left-hand side with Matai. Tries to throw down the line for Walters, who gets there second, and he's cleared away as far as Tommy Doyle. He gets it out to Cappiello. I am a little worried that they're playing through us a bit easily now. Bucchiano comes down the left. Inside to Cappiello again. Good challenge, Bulkley flies in. I worried a bit about a red card there. Locatelli gives it to Doyle. Through ball to Esposito. It's a bit too good. It's a good save again. But I am going to drop to balance now, because that's 2 good chances in 5 minutes. Can we defend the set piece though? It's coming into the box. Outswinger from Doyle. Kelly heads away yet again. Excellent defending. Walters has got a chance to bring it away. But a solid half an hour so far. We've restricted them to 2 shots. It's another corner kick for Lazio into the last 5 of the half. And Esposito heads in. Nobody marking him. The goalkeeper got caught out a little. But defensively, you can't leave the centre forward unmarked. And that's going to end up costing us. As Doyle picks it up again. Maybe dropping deeper didn't work out. Boadu in. It's a good block. Matai gets it away. Now we've just got to reach half time. We'll go back to positive at that point. We've got nothing to lose. But let's see if we can cling on as McKinnon picks it up on the right-hand side. Beats the first man, but he's got so much pressure on him. So many trying to press the ball. McDonald into Lloyd. Has it opened up the left-hand side, though? Walters through. McKinnon again. What a goal from Bangor City. Excellent move. Brilliant interchange of passing. McKinnon started it in his own half down on the right-hand side. And he finishes it off in the box with a lovely out-to-in finish. He just opened up his body, started wide at a post and curled it back in. Brilliant goal, brilliant moment. Let's get the lads to prove a point and see, fingers crossed, if we can hold on for a draw. What a result it would be. With 10 minutes gone in the second half though, it's pretty clear to see that Lazio are just about the better side. They're having a bit more of the ball, they're having a bit more of the territory, and they are creating some chances as Matai's made an absolute hash of that. And it's in at the second time of asking. Awful defending from the new left back. And this is where we miss Bektas. Stefan Matai, don't get it mistaken, will become a very good left back for this football club. But he's not the finished article yet. And Bektas was. We're not going to get that many times again. So Doyle corner, we've gone back to positive. But it could be 3 here as it's headed away to Bucchiano. Of course, these 2 sides, Lazio and Chelsea, too strong at this level. But we just thought at home to Lazio, maybe we could nick a point. But it's a little bit too early, I think. Pistorino again. Over the top, McDonald heads away. Gives it to McKinnon. Can we create another one on the counter? Bulkley through. Walters chasing. Good defending. Postorino does his job. And Henderson clears long downfield. Whittaker down for Reyes though. We're still having a chance here. Gives it away again. We've just been a little bit lumbered in possession tonight. I'm not quite sure what's caused it. But we've not been at our best. And you've got to be in games like this. As McDonald on the right. Through to McKinnon. Could be a hero again. Blocked behind for a corner kick. Time to make some changes. McDonald has had a really poor game. He's going to be replaced by Morgan. The same for Kyo Bulkley. He'll be replaced by Tom Jones. And then Walters, left side of the front two, will be replaced by Goulding, who's been a bit of a goal machine this year. We could do with that again tonight. 20 minutes left. Let's see if we can get the equaliser. Corner kick, which Harvey Lloyd will take. Substitutions made just over the head of the attackers. McKinnon missed out. Locatelli heads clear. Not quite what we wanted, but again, the lads have put in a good shift. As Matai throws in from the left, McKinnon flicks on. Jones can't quite get there. Cleared away, last-ditch defending from Lazio. Buadu picks it up, holds it up well. Centurion finds him again, and the clearance is blocked. Goulding nicks it. There's two running off him. Tom Jones is one of them. Oh, what a finish! What a finish from the youngster. I know he's about 22 now, but he'll always be our youngster. The first real top-class star we had through our academy. And he might have just nicked us a point against Lazio. I don't want to speak too soon because they're on the attack again and there's still 4 minutes plus stoppage time to go. But he's been absolutely wonderful off the bench. Not had a good season so far either. Lloyd's got into and clear it away after a brilliant last-ditch challenge from the centre-half. I think it was Whittaker that time. Morgan blocks the next cross. Another good challenge. We're clinging on for dear life. We've got 4 minutes of stoppage time. Let's get all the time wasting on. We'll be back in a second. 4 minutes of stoppage time to go. All the time wasting, all the slowing it down works out. But this means after 2 games, we're on 4 points. Lazio down on 2. I know they're going to win their doubleheader against Salzburg, at least hopefully anyway. But what a result. Another little addition to the Welsh coefficient. And a brilliant performance in the Champions League. Let's go and have a look at the schedule and the Welsh transfer window. Figure out when we're next going to be back and who should be challenging us next. So if we have a look at the Welsh transfer window, you can immediately see it was an incredibly busy deadline day. Loads of players coming in on free transfers. People of the standard of Peter Wakeham going to Aberystwyth, who's a really fantastic player at this level. A big upgrade on what we've seen before. Haverfordwest, we mentioned they went pro. They've loaned in a player from Huddersfield. Not the best player in the world, but a Welsh youth international and a really good pro coming in from a top-class EFL club. The likes of Graham Francis from Burnley to Barlett, same thing again there. TNS bringing in some high-quality free agents. Jake Lynch, Aidan McNamara, another one that we've seen a good quality from. And Sean Walters, a pacey winger. And then again, Haverfordwest, Aberystwyth, really going in for it far more than they have ever before. And I'm just hopeful. Aberystwyth have got a takeover talk at the moment. That's why their finances is in yellow. And it's a consortium with a potential tycoon that have been linked in the media. Cross your fingers, everyone. For us, though, let's have a look at the schedule. We said it's going to be the first game in November. Chelsea at home in the Champions League. I'll show the Welsh Prem game either side that's the most relevant. Aberystwyth the better side, but I kind of want to see Haverfordwest. They've gone professional. They're throwing money about. Maybe they're the club we look at. So one of those games in Chelsea at home will be next up. Fingers crossed we'll get a positive result in at least the Welsh Premier League game. We want to stay in all the cups. We want to compete. But even today, we've had a bonus result. So if you did enjoy it, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content. There's playlists and the Twitch channel up in the eye above. Please do go and give us a follow there for regular live streams. And I'll see you next time. Can we produce another Champions League dream? Or will it be a little bit tougher against Chelsea? I'll see you next time to find out. Thanks for watching.